You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on Urusei Yatsura OVA 7 I Howl at the Moon. Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95 here, and today's anime review get to kick it into getting closer to Halloween, because Halloween's only 3 more days, almost Silver Shamrock. But anyways, because today's anime review, because only about 3 more days till Halloween, we get to cover one of the Urusei Yatsura OVA episodes. For today's anime review is Urusei Yatsura OVA 7, I Howl at the Moon. I mean, year after year after my when I look back on my previous anime review on the Urusei Yatsura movies, like I have reviewed a couple of those directed by Mamoru Oshii, as well as the TV series and the last 4 remaining Urusei Yatsura movies that I recently did in the past. So, without any further ado, which is right here and right now, let's review Urusei Yatsura OVA 7, I Howl at the Moon. Let's begin. Lum finds Ran feeding Rei under a blooming sakura tree and gets permission from Ran to borrow her sakura mochi recipe guide. Yeah, and speak of the devil, the pink-haired bitch, Ron from Urusei Yatsura, strikes again. Ron gives Lum the computer code for it, which Lum goes to Ron's ship and puts a apparent wrong code. Taking the disk manual to her ship, Lum uses a contraption to make the mochi, which she takes to Ataru Moroboshi's home. He's suspicious, thinking her Sakura mochi looks like Kashiwa mochi, but hearing that she didn't personally make it, he goes with her to the Hanami where he eats the mochi. Ten-chan joins them and he also eats, where in the process, Ataru learns that Lum did make the mochi. He's angry, but since nothing bad has happened, he calms down, and Lum is happy to have made something her darling likes. So the next day, Ataru discovers he has fangs, but doesn't let it worry him. As he and Lum head to school, Ataru is feeling great and immediately hits on 2 girls. Lum tries to zap him, but Ataru is too fast for her. In English class, Onsen Sensei has put everyone to sleep, but when he wakes the class, Ataru doesn't wake up. Onsen Sensei wakes him up and goes to punish him with a shinai, but Ataru avoids the bamboo sword and flees. Onsen Sensei gives the chase, destroying the class in the process, but never lands a blow on Ataru. The two stop and transform into werewolves. Huh. You guessed it, because, really? Werewolves in this anime. Oh my. Yep, because, think of it. If Ataru looks like a werewolf, then why does he look like an anthropomorphic wolf character when he's transformed into becoming one? Almost, besides looking back on my anime review on my previous anime review on Beastars, that all has got to me, because, this could have been their early incarnation for Legoshi from Beastars, which all has to the point out, but Beastars came out earlier, 2019. So anyways, after which they go to the infirmary to see Sakura Sensei, who determines the two are not being possessed. And after Cherry shows up, Ataru learns that Lum gave some Sakura mochi to Onsen Sensei. Thus this is the cause of their condition. Lum returns to her ship, wondering how her mochi could be the cause. When she sees the disc she borrowed it from Ron is to make Tsukimidango, a dango dessert that turns humans into wolfmen, or you basically call it as werewolf. I wouldn't call it wolfmen, in my opinion. I would just call it werewolves. If you ever seen American Werewolf in London, or The Wolfman, or The Howling, or Dog Soldiers, or any werewolf horror movie, as well as Ginger Snaps, which is another werewolf movie in process, to the point out later on. But anyways, She only has until 8 o'clock p.m. to get Ataru the antidote, otherwise he will turn into a wolf forever. Lum sends Tenchan to keep tabs on Ataru while she makes an antidote. Meanwhile, Ataru tries to girl hunt, but his werewolf state makes that impossible. Returning home, his mother weeps because her son is a raccoon man. Ataru is irritated, so he heads out, where the full moon causes him to howl, which you guessed it. I was like, huh, so if Ataru's a werewolf, he's howling at the moon, eh? Okay, where's the Hulk from the Incredible Hulk pilot with that roar after Elena Marks died in the dark woods when he's there? So, anyways, he then decides to take out his frustrations by crashing other people's Hanami parties and scaring people, almost kind of like expect like a horror movie in the process. His final stop is where Onsen Sensei, Cherry, and Kotatsu Neku are drinking. Lum has the antidote, which is spicy hot. Onsen Sensei takes it and it returns to human form, but it has a painful price on the lips, and it is painful to have it, which is kind of hurt in as well. Ataru wants nothing to do with that, so he flees, finds a group of drunk women having a hanami, but they aren't scared of him due to their inhabitation and think he's a stuntman. Ataru is enjoying their attention when Lum arrives, forcing him to flee again. He puts his shirt onto a dog. Huh. If if it's a dog, then it's particularly like a Shiba Inu or the Akita, or depending on which dog breed that you see in Urusei Yatsura I Howl at the Moon OVA. Causing Lum to think he's transformed, she gives the dog the painful hot antidote, which doesn't work. Because you guessed it, it's a dog, which is basically either the Akita or a Shiba Inu, depending on what dog breed you see in this anime. Yeah, because that's what a dog does, is bark in this particular anime as well. Lum says she loves her darling just the same. Ataru, hiding nearby, is frustrated that Lum was fooled by a dog, but he cannot call out to her since he has now transformed into a wolf. However, a howl from him lets her know, and he takes the painful antidote, which leaves his lips swollen, which is painful as hell. Tenchan accidentally lets out that Ataru was nearly permanently turned into a wolf, so in frustration, Ataru chases Lum, as you noticed. And that's my review on my anime review on the Urusei Yatsura OVA episode, which is Urusei Yatsura OVA 7, I Howl at the Moon. Yeah, this particular anime OVA is particularly like, this is the one where Ataru transforms into like a werewolf in this particular anime. Yeah, because I would call this OVA episode particularly like a Halloween related event, which commonly known, if you want to watch my review on this, because we're having 3 more days until Halloween, especially for this particular review on this particular anime OVA episode to cover my anime review. Usually, I love the episode more than I expected, mainly because it was a Lama Ataru adventure. The others, specifically Shinobu and Shutaro Mendo, who are oftenly involved in the adventures, who kept cameos, as it was Ron, Cherry, and Sakura Sensei. Even Onsen Sensei's role was a small role at this point, especially what you see in this particular anime OVA episode, I guess. Yeah. I mean, the food jokes with Lum as how you expect to see in every OVA episode, or in the TV series, or in the movie, one of the Urusei Yatsura movies as well. So it was nice to see different take on the joke. Indeed, it was taken back when Ataru ate the Sakura mochi and didn't have the expected spicy hot results. However, making the food have delayed a reaction that turned Ataru Moroboshi into a werewolf, which is basically almost humorous, but I would basically call this OVA episode like a Halloween-related event, which you guessed it. The insanely spicy hot food stuff then comes in as the solution, so it works. You guessed it. it was kind of nice seeing how Lum would still be faithful to Ataru even if he were a werewolf, as a wolf or a werewolf. You guessed it. In this particular Halloween related event for this anime OVA review on their episode to cover my anime review as well. While the story was entertaining and even bent how you expect, especially when Ataru eluded Lum's attempts to electrocute him or when Onsen Sensei is chasing Ataru around, there's you expect seeing how you want to, if you ever watch this OVA episode, if you want to give this a watch. The episode is fun, but there's nothing really interesting or to talk about other than my previous anime reviews that I have recently reviewed in the past as well. But I noticed this was this was adapted from the OVA episode. This OVA episode, the 7th OVA episode of Urusei Yatsura I Howl at the Moon OVA was basically adapted from the original manga, which is the 353rd chapter. 353rd chapter of the Urusei Yatsura Tankobon manga, as well as the Widebon manga as well, which is a lot more different as how you expect if it at this point of how you want to expect for this OVA, because this OVA episode of Urusei Yatsura I Howl at the Moon OVA is particularly like a Halloween related event, if it would be commonly known, because how you expect for to have this OVA episode on there as well. I mean, Onsen, Mark, and Ataru face a similar situation to that in the Ranma half chapter, The Ultimate Medicine, when both of them take the antidote. Their lips became swollen. The same thing happens to Ranma Sawatome when he takes a bit of the spicy medicine as well, which is a lot more different that is more similar to the Urusei Yatsura I Howl at the Moon manga chapter, which is the 353rd chapter in the original Urusei Yatsura manga as well at this point, as it was to the Urusei Yatsura 7th OVA episode. What do I think about this OVA episode? I really loved it. I mean, year after year, because I considered how I look back, since I have been reviewing my previous anime review on all 6 of the Urusei Yatsura movies, as well as the Urusei Yatsura TV series that I recently did in my previous anime review in the past as well. But this is the first time I get to review one of the Urusei Yatsura OVA episodes for the first time, starting with my review on Urusei Yatsura I Howl at the Moon OVA episode, because this was particularly like a Halloween-related event, because Ataru has transformed into a werewolf because of some Sakura mochis must have affected Ataru to causes him to like transform into a werewolf in this particular OVA episode as well. And yes, this was available in the Animego DVD and VHS release on the Urusei Yatsura OVA volumes as well for this particular anime, for this how it expect for this particular anime as well. But yeah, so for the whole thing about my anime review on this was getting to be a lot better as I expected. It's not like I have not reviewed Office Christmas Party. So anyways, my anime review on Urusei Yatsura I Howl at the Moon OVA episode. This was adapted from the manga, the original manga, that is chapter 353rd on there. But this anime OVA episode is also particularly like a Halloween related event as well, if you want to watch this on Halloween night. So that's going to be it for my anime review on Urusei Yatsura OVA 7 I Howl at the Moon OVA for today. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts on this anime review. It's been a while since I've watched this with all the 11 episodes of the Urusei Yatsura OVA series, which is before I had to watch the Golden Bat anime series that all has got to me. Just like how in the same way how I did my previous anime review on Golden Bat, which has got to me since I now did my this newest anime review, I guess. Hope, subscribe for content. My anime planet link in the description below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook. If you have Twitter, Facebook account, and all social media, be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button on this video. Feel free to leave in the comments in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RonnieK95. Feel free to join the channel, especially on the channel. Hit the notifications bell button. Keep it otaku for this anime review, and I got another anime review coming up next. What I have here. Stay tuned for my next anime review. We're going to get close to have the 200th anime review before Halloween with my anime review on Hellsing. Stay tuned for my next anime review on Hellsing, because you won't want to miss another anime review before Halloween.